10 random magic cards rated day number 125. Happy Monday, beginning of a new week, everybody. Sorry for the late upload. You don't care. You're watching this tomorrow on your lunch break. Let's see what the first card is. It's Garricks Gorehorn from Core Set 2021. It's supposed to look like this. You guys remember this silly frame treatment from Core Set 2021? It's a little ridiculous. This is how a magic card's supposed to look. This is a 5-mana 7/3. Apart from that, it's completely vanilla. I guess it has some flavor text, but that doesn't count. This isn't good. I know it has 7 power, but I don't know. Just go with like Giganosaur or something. I guess it's a beast. Does that matter? I don't think so. 2.7 because it has a lot of power. That's the only reason. 2.7 is too high. It really is, but I don't know. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling like I want to hand out some candy. What's this next card? It's Nether Go or Nether Go. I remember being pretty excited when this came out recently in MH3, and it's still holding some money as far as the price goes, like $15 for this. A single black mana for a Lurgoyf. This is going to be tough. So it's got star power, and then as far as the toughness goes, 1+ star, or star +1. Is how we used to express that. Nether Go's power is equal to the number of card types among cards in your graveyard, and its toughness is equal to that number +1. Doesn't that sound very familiar? It also has escape, 2 and a black, exile any number of other cards in your yard with 4 or more card types among them. Is this seen play in Modern? Is it? It's like, is it just because it's a mythic from MH3 that has like some kind of weird linear pedigree from, like, you know, there's pretty easy to get from Tarmogoyf to this in terms of the design. And it's like, it's a Tarmogoyf that costs half what a Tarmogoyf costs, but I'm not sure this card actually ever caught on. I don't follow Modern very closely. I look at the results some of the times on like MTGO, but I don't know if this card's good. I really don't. Like, as far as like Modern goes, I don't know if it's in Modern decks. So I'm going to ask the audience on this one. What, if you're more knowledgeable than me right now in Modern, then like, is the card seeing play? And I'm also, apart from that, just kind of interested in how you would rate Nether Go, because I know a lot of content creators, myself included, like, we're like, oh my god, this is the best cards in Modern Horizons 3. But again, I'm not sure it ever actually panned out. So I'm going to give Nether Go a 6.1 because it's a Tarmogoyf, but it's better than Tarmogoyf. It seems like a good reason to rate it pretty high. And 6.1 might be way too low. It really might be way too low. But as you know, if you watch this series, a 6.1 is actually a pretty good score. So I'm going to stick with it. But I'm really interested in how you feel about this card. I think some of you might think I'm rating it like too high. But that's what this series is for, so we can dialogue, so we can talk. You might not know it, but that's what this is for. It's for a lot of things, but that's one of them. Next is Couriers Capsule from Shards of Alara. 2 mana, 1 and a blue for an artifact. Pay 1 and a blue and tap it and sack it to draw 2 cards. So that's 4 mana to draw 2. That's kind of the going rate if we're talking about instant speed. But usually you pay 4 mana to draw 2 and do something else. You don't just cast Inspiration. You do something else. But I don't know. This puts a artifact on the table, and then it puts an artifact in your graveyard. Certain cards care about it. Nether Go cares if there's an artifact in your graveyard. So I guess things like that kind of matter. But ultimately, Couriers Capsule is just kind of all right. It's good that you're paying it in installments. 2 mana to draw 2 the turn you do it is pretty good. It's not bad at all. And I don't hate this card. I really don't. So I'm going to give it a 4.672 for Couriers Capsule. This card, draw 2 for 2. You'll take that. You'll take that sometimes. Chorus of Tides from Born of the Gods is here. This is 4 mana. It's like it's a big thing. Oh my god, it's here. It's 4 mana. 3 and a blue for a 3/2 Siren with flying. It also has Heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets this thing, you scry 1. Not that big of a deal. Pretty drafty. I guess it's a Snapping Drake with upside. And the upside is like pretty minimal. It's almost a downside, like to scry 1, like that's a big thing. You know what I mean? Scrying 1 isn't even that huge of a deal. But like, in order to scry 1, you have to use a spell in your hand to target this for some reason. I'm just not sure you want to do it. 4 mana. What is Snapping Drake, right? Like a 2? So I give this like a 2.3, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's not as good as the 5 mana 7/3 somehow. It's probably around the same plane, honestly. The next is Maul Splicer from New Phyrexia over here. This is 7 mana, 6 and a green for a 1/1 human artificer. But when it enters the battlefield, you get 2 3/3 colorless golem artifact creature tokens. And golem creatures you control have trample. This is a DCI promo? Really? Really? Less than $1 for the DCI promo. That's kind of neat. That's maybe worth it for a mono green cube. It's a cool card, but it's not like amazing. I don't see why. I don't see why. It was a common in New Phyrexia, so whatever. We actually just got a thing like this in Foundations, didn't we? I don't think it cost, maybe it costs 7 mana. It's like 6 and a white or 5 and a white. It gives you a 1/1 lifelink that makes 2 3/3 knights when it comes into play. And like that's good for blinking. This is good for blinking, but it's still like pretty bad overall. I take 7 power on 3 bodies, and like the last line of text is a thing, I guess, because there's a bunch of golems in Magic. But overall, I don't think anybody's like too impressed by this. So I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give this like a 3.66. 3.66 for Maul Splicer. For Maul Splicer over here. That's probably about right. I do like the last line of text. 3.78. Because again, that last line of text is like it's doing some work. But Phyrexian Tyranny from Plane Shift is up next. This is a good card, man. Grixis colors, blue, black, red. For an enchantment, whenever a player draws a card, that player loses 2 life unless he or she pays 2 mana. So that's whenever a player, you included, draws a card. So you have to build your deck around this like accordingly. You know, it's not like the best effect some of the time. But, you know, if your opponents are drawing a bunch of cards, you can force your opponents to draw cards, and this like suddenly gets way better. Goes in, what is it, Nekasar? Is it Nekasar? It's not Nekasar. It's like something else. I don't want to make myself sound like as stupid as possible, but like, I know there's multiple Grixis commanders this goes in because of the, you know, it's redundant with the commander's effect. But all in all, it's a cool card. It's still fetching like right around $1 for both the Plane Shift and list copies of it. The one from Double Master is like 71 cents, but it looks like garbage. And then the other Double Masters, the most expensive one's $2.25, but I hate the way these cards look. These cards look butt ugly, so like get the Plane Shift one. Just get the Plane Shift one. You'll be happy about it, man. This is a cool little commander card with a pretty like huge effect on the table, you know. So I'm actually going to score this kind of high and give it a 5.7. Again, that's pretty high, but it'd be even higher if the effect weren't symmetrical. I've got some love for this card from my past, but we'll move on to Zombie Master, baby. This one's from Revised Edition, the one on your screen. This is a 3 mana, 1 and 2 black, 2/3 zombie. Other zombies you control have Swamp Walk. So if the guy you're attacking or the lady you're attacking has a swamp, none of your zombos can be blocked. Pretty crazy. And also, your other zombies, you can pay a black to regenerate any of them, which is crazy. So this doesn't give, you know, +1/+1 like a Lord usually would, but it's still like a pretty broken Lord. Like in a game of Commander, a lot of opponents are going to control swamps. Black is the best or second best color in the game of Magic. Is that controversial? It's at least the second best color. I think most people would say blue is the best, but maybe it's slightly different in Commander depending on the pod, but probably not. Blue's really good. Either way, black is a pretty common color to play because it's so freaking good in Commander. So giving all your zombies Swamp Walk is insane. Like Land Walk ability is very good, but people underestimate how good Regenerate is, which is crazy because, you know, an ability that for so cheap invalidates all their removal spells seems like it would get a little bit more respect than it does, you know, but no, it somehow doesn't. This Lord does not have to give an Anthem effect in order to be just busted. And if you get this from Revised, it's still like almost $10 to order. This one, it says the one from International Collector's Edition is $4.25, which sounds like a really, really good deal to me, but I'm inclined to not believe that that is correct. Somehow the Revised one is $1.75 less than the 4th edition one, which is a little bit wild, I guess. I guess the 4th edition one is slightly less wordy, but like so. I love Revised. It's like my favorite old school like of these sets. Although unlimited, but it'll cost you $55, and who wants to do that? Still, Zombie Master is great. It's one of the best like lords, not just for zombies, but just of all time. It's a really good lord. I'm gonna give this dude ooh, that's tough. I want to ask the audience on this one too. So if you're interested in scoring Zombie Master, hit me up down there in the comment section. I want to know. But I'm actually going to give this like a 6.3. In zombie decks, it's phenomenal, man. There's a reason it still commands this price tag. And there is. Really, really good. There's a reason they stopped printing it too. You notice they stopped printing it? It's because it's crazy. But we'll move on. Gross and Tusker. 7 mana, 5 and 2 green for a 6/5 boar beast with cycling 2 and a green. When you cycle Tusker, you may search your library for a basic land, reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle up your library. So this was originally printed in Onslaught. It felt pretty old to me. This is actually not the worst card in the world because, you know, usually it's just 3 mana, draw 2 at instant speed in green. And that's something green doesn't often have the ability to do, you know? So it gets you a land and another card. So it's basically a draw 2. Green wants its lands. I've always liked Tusker. I'm going to give this a 4.8, which, again, seems really high, but it's like instant speed draw 2 in green. And like sometimes be a huge dude. Yeah, you'll actually take that more than you think. Card's not bad, but it's still like slightly below what I would call like good or like playable in a lot of stuff or whatever. The baseline kind of Magic card I'm looking for to include in a deck, right? But it's very close. It is. So, yeah, somewhere in 4.7, 4.8 territory. Next is Tetsuko. Oh my goodness, I love Tetsuko. Tetsuko Yumizawa, Fugitive. 2 mana, 1 and a blue for a 1/3 legendary human rogue. Creatures with power or toughness, 1 or less, that you control cannot be blocked. Oh, man. Me and this lady. we got some times together, man. I love this card back when it was in Standard. Built a bunch of Standard decks around it. Built a Brawl decks around it. And when I build my first mono blue, you know, commander deck, I plan for it to be around this as my commander. Although I've got a couple of other choices that I'm thinking about doing. But I think this is the one I'm going to go with. I just love this card so much, dude. Didn't do much in Standard, and I don't care like at all. I'm still probably going to score this higher than I should, right? I just have too many memories. And I do think, you know, this is a casual commander rating for the most part. And I think in casual commander, this card is just like one of the coolest commanders you can possibly play. I really do. So I'm going to give Tetsuko the honorary 5. And normally that's so I can elevate a card beyond like a 2 or a 3 because I have some respect for it because of the history of Magic or something like that. In this case, I actually feel the compulsion to rate this card close to a 6 because of casual commander. But to save myself embarrassment, I'm gonna give it the honorary 5 here. But I love Tetsuko. Just one of my favorite like blue legends of all time. Seriously, it's up there. But next is Forest. Again, basic lands don't count. They're always a 5. This is a pretty one. It's from Secret Lair Drop. I ain't paying $16 for a Forest. I'm just not doing it, but it is very nice art. The actual final card of the day, Maelstrom Wanderer. This is pretty cool art. I'll give it that much, but let's see what it's actually from. Plane Chase 2012, and this is what it's supposed to look like with Thomas M. Boxa art. So this is 8 mana, 5 in Teamer colors, blue, red, green, for a 7/5 legendary elemental. Creatures you control is have haste. seems good, but even better than that is the 7-drop that cascades twice. Cascade. When you cast this spell, exile cards from the top of your library till you exile a non-land that costs less than this card. You can cast it without paying its mana cost. Put the exile cards in the bottom in a random order. Then do it again. I like that's part of the reminder text. Then do it again. It just doesn't seem as like buttoned up as the rest of the reminder text. Then do it again. Great card, man. There are versions of this card you can get for like $1.50. Oh, and they look cool. That's cool art right there. That's nice art. That's nice art. You can get that for $1.19. Why? Seems good. Pretty good price. Still, Wanderer is an awesome card, man. It is a cast trigger. All Cascade is cast triggers, right? This is obviously very similar to, what is it, the Discover ability that we just got? Like, it's in Standard right now. But slight differences in order to make it worse, but in some ways better, but still, Cascade is one of the like bombiest. It's known as one of the like splashiest, biggest abilities in the history of Magic. So when you hit a 7-drop that hits 2 other things, it seems good, especially if it hits creatures and those creatures have haste. This guy has haste, so what a beating this dude can be. Nice final card here, and I kind of wish that I hadn't have already doled out the honorary 5, but again, just like Tetsuko, I think this deserves actually more than a 5. See if you can actually resolve it. It's absolutely nuts. So I'm going to give Maelstrom Wanderer a 5.5. The only thing holding it back is its ridiculous casting cost. But, you know, you resolve it. Like, imagine resolving an Italian standard right now, and this is, like, typically better. You know, and just imagine how that feels. So, awesome card. Good last card. Hope you had a good Monday, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.